In this segment, I'm going to take a quick look through the general options settings, and they're found here on the desktop under your Tools drop-down menu. The selection's called Options. Now this is the window that comes up, and these are the different types of overall settings for the program that you can control, and I'll just quickly review them. I haven't had a chance to actually study every single setting in here because they don't simply all apply to every person. But certainly we can choose a language, and there's several different languages that you can choose from, and I believe when you choose a different language it will change the text on your desktop for the things like your drop-down menus and your tool pop-ups. You can set the number of times that you can undo the steps that you've created in your program, and you can choose a measurement system between metric or imperial, and you have the number of automatic backup steps that are done. The next tab over is for tools, and here you have about selection, the selection tool settings, and it's checkmarked to allow polygon selection with lasso, or you can check off make lasso the default selection tool, and then there's a selection movement step 25 millimeters. If I move over to the monitor tab, this is your ability to make sure that everything's being displayed correctly on your screen. You have some preset monitor sizes to choose from, or you can have the software auto detect your monitor size, or you can type in the number of millimeters in your visible area on your monitor. Under the View tab, it talks a little bit about the icons, and you can choose between large or small icons. And for text, when you talk about text labels, I believe what we're talking about is the text that pops up when I hover over top of a tool. And do you want that to be shown, or no text labels, or selective text on right? So another option is for the lists, and you can change in here the styles of the icon size, whether that be 16, or you can adjust that up and down. The patterns icon size, again, up and down, and other icons can be set, again, large or small. And you can restore everything back to the defaults. Now the 3D properties, this I believe has to do with your hardware and what is going to work best for you. And I did read a little bit in the manual about this, and certainly all of the options in this options dialog box are going to be defined with greater detail in the online manual for the creative drawing software, which is, if you haven't looked, it's well over 300 pages, and there's very detailed information about all these things. But in my case, I'm using the Direct 3D driver for producing the graphics, and I guess, to be honest, I'm not even sure I fully understood what all of these things have to be, but I think if you have any issues with your settings, and this is one of the areas that you're going to go in, and this is going to have to do with the way that graphics are displayed. Under the printing tab, this is going to be your ability to kind of enhance the way some of the things that are displayed on your print previews or your printouts. You can set the size of your text to be larger or smaller. You can set the font that you use when printing from Arial to any number of fonts that you have installed in your computer. Now, this says when printing to a plotter, use vector font. Now, I'm not sure if this is what I remember, but back when I first learned to digitize, which is a very long time ago, we used to use pen plotters to print out our designs because we just simply didn't have printers back then. And so I believe that's what they're talking about with a plotter here, but anyway, you have 3 different fonts to choose from if you're using a pen plotter. And a couple more things, the printout dots per inch on your printout, and you can set that to be the number of dots per inch that you would like to have, and a little bit of a guideline here about how to choose that. And the last thing would be your company name. So right now my printouts are just going to say printout by, but if I wanted to be Trevor Conkergood or Sunset Stitches, then I would just type that in there, and then that would become the name that would be displayed on my printout. So that's an overview of the general tool options in Creative Drawings.